Hi guys, how are you? So today, me and my good friend who's an ADC main, he also peaked at Diamond. We're gonna argue we're gonna argue if ADC is better to carry or top to better to carry. So for me, I played top lane. I got Diamond in top, mid, and jungle. So I'm gonna like argue with my friend, or who's a better lane to carry in. So I would start with this. I would say ADC is better carry because of the itemization, and you have a better placement. You have your dragon near you, which is more important than the rift. What do you think?
Okay, you might have dragon like next to you, sure, but like you don't take dragon. You need the jungler to take dragon with you, right? So it's not like a playing DDC is not a one man role. It's you have to rely on your support and on your jungler and on your top laner not feeding and on your mid laner not feeding. So
I mean,
although I do okay, having dragon next to you and you having the control over it is really good. If the ADC role in general requires a team to play around it, rather than like it playing around the team. So
uh,
ADC is only as good as the team. Top lane is a solo lane where you could just if you're better than the enemy top laner, and you win top lane, you almost guarantee the game. You can't say that for bot lane.
okay, I want to argue on the point where you can guarantee the game. That doesn't happen unless you're overfed, like you're overfed. So let's say, for example, you're in Aurelia, you need to overfed and you need to be like three items ahead. I'm with you on that, but you can't. And if you move from your top lane, right, you would lose so much advantage because it's a bigger lane, right? You would lose so much advantage XP wise. So the laner against you will be back, and when you push, the mid laner has an easier way to come and gank you. So unless you're playing, unless you're overfed where you can 1v5 or 1v4, it's hard to carry with. Like, I would where in EDC. Where in EDC you have a support, then the mid lane can gank you easier, and dragons play a big role. Let's not be something like if you actually get an advantage at EDC, you have a higher win rate like than top lane. I would say at top lane, like, it's harder to win with it. You can say your point.
Hold
Like,
on.
I argued on your point.
Okay, give me a sec though. Um,
Do you want
I'll say
me?
even if you get fed as an ADC, a 0-1 Aurelia could still kill you. Like you could be 3-0 ADC and like the top laner or like the jungler or whatever will still kill you. Like getting fed as an ADC really doesn't matter. Uh,
Okay, I'm with you on that point, but isn't it supposed to be that way? Because ADC does tons of damage, and he need to have a support with him. Yes, I would say that it's a gamble to have a good support, but it's the same thing. You can say it's a gamble to have a good jungler. Because
yes,
if you're
but jungler
behind,
affects both.
wait, let me talk. If you're behind as what do you call? If you're behind the top lane, you have to rely only on one person. It's the jungle, and you're gambling. But for support, for ADC, you're gambling. You have a gamble on either support or to jungle, right? So you might have like a bad support but a good jungler. But for me, I don't have a support to gamble on. Do you get what I mean?
I mean the jungler is your
No, no,
support.
no. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I'm gambling if the jungler will be good or not. It's like it's a gamble. Like, either the jungler might be bad, but for you, you have both. You have, like, okay, let's say the jungler is bad, but the support is good. You with me?
Yes, but
But for me, if the jungler is bad, it's done. You get what I mean?
yeah.
It's done. So on that point,
It's
I
not
would.
done. Like you could still rely on yourself. Just because the
No,
jungler
no,
didn't gank you,
no,
or
no, no,
unless the jungler comes and actively ruins your
no,
lane,
no. Right now, my point is, like, let's
fine.
say I'm behind. I'm talking about behind, right? Let's say I'm behind, right? So I need somebody's help. If you're behind, you're behind. If the jungler is bad, and also top lane champions, right? They have the tendency to 1v2 because they're designed that way, most of them. So if the jungler is not ahead enough, he would come and die and he will affect you more. Where in bot lane, they're not designed to 1v2, right? With the even if the jungler is not that ahead, he can actually affect, like he can kill. I would say that. You can
Right.
go. I'll give you the red carpet.
Uno momento.
Okay, okay. I would say I'll put another point. So, as I said, top lane you need to be hyper fed, and to play you need to play certain champions to do that. If, and if you don't play those certain champions, you'll never be to carry. J- j- Jung,
Okay, you see what just happened right now? There's
Yeah.
four enemies from at bot lane, right? If the top laner had TP, he would have also came. Bot lane is a fiesta of the ages.
Oh, you just said TP. I can't TP
Oh,
only
yeah.
to the towers.
Listen, dude, we have suffered for eternity because of your TP, right? It
Oh,
just
no, no,
got
I'm not
changed
talking about
this-
history. We're not talking about history. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
I'm
not talking
sorry
about
about.
history.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
sorry.
like,
Right now,
how it is, in bot lane. It's a fiesta that always happens. Like, if the enemy team decides to gank you and like dive you, like there's not much of like, oh, I'll just play safe, you know. It's good luck, have fun, you're dead now.
Okay, so yes, I know what you mean. It's a fiesta and all that, but it's a fiesta with a price. The price,
the
but
problem- okay,
the price that you have for the fiesta, because you have a better you have the objective which is needed for it. You know what I mean? Like dragon, and it's a shorter lane. It's easier to gank, so your mid lane can gank you also. So the fiesta can be both way. But top lane, let's say the mid lane wants to help me. If he didn't get anything out of it, he is kind of screwed because he's gonna lose a lot of XP because it's bigger, it's a higher chance, and it's a higher chance to 1v2. Where in bot lane, if if they decide to run, they run. It's done. Like they can get out. So on that point, yeah, I'm with you. Like it's a fiesta, it's harder. It's like, but I would say is what I would say is like high reward. What was the sentence
high
for
risk,
it?
high reward.
High risk, high reward. For top lane, no. For top lane, it's either you get it or not. You get what I mean?
Uh, yeah.
Do you agree on that
Okay.
point?
Regardless of agreeing on that point or not, uh, the the bottom line is somewhere around this, right? As a bot laner, the amount of how fed you are is almost negligible to like if a top laner is fed. If a top laner is fed, it's much more scary. If a Draven is fed, right?
No, but
You're terrified.
but I
If an
told you,
Ezreal is fed, you're like whatever.
but I told you on
Like,
that point. He's not. So even
no,
if you're fed, but
a fed top laner does much more in a team fight. A fed top laner can just like let's say you're Mordekaiser, right? You could just R the fed ADC and boom, the fed ADC does nothing now.
no.
Congrats on being fed.
But yeah, I agree with you on that point. But I told you, an ADC has a support. It's designed that way. You're designed to be having a support where you deal huge damage if the supports. If you have a good support, if you have
If the
good
team
support,
allows you to, if the team
Yeah.
heals for you.
yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna always argue about the team, we're always gonna say. So let's say an average on average. Let's say it's an average team, right? And everybody's average. You got fed as an EDC. You have a Lulu. I'm just giving you an example, right? And I'm a
If I
top
have a
laner.
Lulu every
I am
game,
a
it's
top
all
laner.
good.
Not every game. I was just saying like one game, right? You have a Lulu. It's average. The Lulu is not fed or not behind, right? So the Lulu is not fed or behind, and I'm dead.
Okay.
One second.
Okay, let's say teams are average. On average, I would say it's easier to carry from top lane if you are playing in low elo, whatever low elo is, right? Like all the way. Let's just define high elo as Diamond 1 plus, right? Or Masters plus. I've never been there, so I can't really say much about that. But like, just oh god, you're dead.
It's fine.
As
I'm not
Diamond,
dead. I'm
like,
not dead.
I played in Diamond
Never
with
mind,
like
I'm
quote unquote high elo people and like some high elo games.
Okay.
It is borderline impossible to just unless you're like hella fed, which okay, like just being hella fed does not like quantify for anything. If you're hella fed anywhere, you'll probably be able to carry, right? But like carrying in low elo as a top laner or as a solo laner, I would say is very easy, because you don't have to rely on like supports that would like run it down your lane and punish you, both you and him by at the same time. Let's say you're in like a decent elo where people are not like dumb anymore, right?
Okay, so I would okay. You're talking about elo wise, right? Elo wise, I would say top lane is easier to carry. I'm with you on that. Let's say bronze. But if you're good, if you're bad, top lane you never have the chance to get back. Like he can. It's a snowball lane. It's a counter matchup. Like if you don't know who's against you, you're screwed. Like if you pick before the other top lane, you're screwed. Other than you, so the only way to neglect that, if you have to pick a tank and hope to your team to play good. So it's the same thing as you say. For the support, you hope that the support will be good.
Yeah, but like top lane, there's a lot of safe picks, honestly, as well as ADC. I'm not gonna say ADC you don't have a lot
Yeah,
of safe picks.
the safe picks only for certain metas. The Aatrox was one of those safe picks. What happened to Aatrox? Got nerfed to the ground. Nar was one of those safe picks. What happened to Nar? He got nerfed to the ground. So
Bro, there's like at most 3 ADCs that you also admitted. Like there's only about 3 ADCs that you could play per meta that like you're not gonna get destroyed for.
yeah, I'm with you on that. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not arguing about the champion. If we are gonna argue about the champion is broken or not, I will say that Fiora is one of the most broken champions in the game, or really. No, I'm talking about the role, the role itself.
Wait. I wonder why the most broken champions are all top lane. And
Because
maybe mid lane too.
top lane, because this is by right itself. They said top lane is broken. Top lane has to have 2 levels advantage. If he doesn't have 2 level advantage, he'll always lose. It's designed this way because the lane is so big. The way it's designed, he had to have advantage, gold, XP, everything. He's designed it this way because if he had the same experience as a mid lane, you would get destroyed every time.
Sad.
I would
It's very
I
hard
would
to talk and comment at the same
that's
time,
fine.
by the
It's
way.
fine. Still, for me, still, I would say it's either to what do you call?
To carry from bot, are you
yeah.
delusional, my boy? I mean, not to be.
Okay, let's say
Not to throw
okay.
insults as actual arguments here,
I mean,
but just
it's fine. We're friends. It's not like we're talking to random people. Okay, let's say it this way, right? You are let's say it this way. Will you admit, like, if you play with someone who's on your level as with the support
okay.
do on your level, okay? I'm not. Isn't it easier to carry?
If the entire game is they're good people, it actually is.
Like, no, I'm
Actually-
telling you, with a friend as he was on your level, same level.
Okay, I played a little bit of top lane. Like when I wouldn't play bottom, when I wouldn't play ADC, I'll play top, right?
Yeah.
And I'll play Shen, Camille, whatever. I found it I'm not unironically easier to carry with those champions than it was to carry with ADC, even when I was fed. Like the impact that I would have as a top laner was much more substantial.
Okay.
Lands, you guys.
For that point, okay, I'll argue that on the same point you said. Two of my champions that I really love to play in bot lane, like it's my favorite, I would say is ADC, Israel, and Samira.
And you had success on them.
Okay. The only champion who I would say will do the same hyper carry in top lane, is GP. The only champion who will do the same effectiveness is GP. Other than that, no, nothing. So a fed Israel or a fed Samira, it's almost impossible to shut down, especially if they have a support who has 2 cells of a brain.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. We're talking about the whole lane itself, right?
Okay. Specific members in the lane or like specific champions in the lane. Yes, I would agree that there's a lot of good.
1 second, sorry. Yeah, of course. Why I'm playing against the mirror? So I'm just because you said Camila and all, right? Hey
Uh-huh.
Zini Mini, what are those stats? Sorry, I'm not focusing because we're arguing on like top lane and bot lane, like who's easier to carry with. And I got a mirror matchup, so it's kind of hard. I hate it. So
We're still
like
leveling up
yeah,
accounts.
okay. Let's ask the people who are watching. So I don't know if they're still there. What do you think, guys? Is it easier to carry with top or is it easier to carry with bot?
Specifically EDC.
ADC. So like I told you, uh, you said it yourself, right? You have three champions every meta. They're fucking broken. You remember the meta of what's called um, Kaisa. When Kaisa gets fed as an AP meta, where she two shots you from half of the map, what can you do about
Absolutely
that?
fair. Absolutely justified. It's for once we had a tool that every other lane had a tool to. Top
No,
lane can
no, no,
one
no.
shot you. Mid laners can watch out. Like Xerath can watch you from like
Don't get
across
me
the map.
wrong. Top lane,
For once we
mid
had
lane is better than top lane,
a
and
champ
that's
that
all.
could do something like that. So
But don't get me
let
wrong.
us
But
enjoy for like one meta. Most metas are ass unless it's like the Ardent meta where like holy hell yeah, ADC was so easy to carry in that meta. In most metas, ADC is just a role that you play because you have to. Like unless the meta revolves around ADC carrying, it really like ADCs don't do that much. Is my honest opinion.
I would say early game, yes. ADC is hard to do any impact, right? Early game. I would say that where top lane has a higher chance to snowball, so which goes both ways because you get a kill, you snowball, you die. What do you call? You get a kill, you snowball. You don't get a kill, you don't snowball. Okay, dude, I fucking hate mirror matchups.
Yeah, should probably go
Anyway,
mid.
and I'm not focusing much because I'm arguing on that.
Yeah,
It's fine, fine, fine.
surprisingly difficult to. Okay, it's not difficult to talk, but it's surprisingly
Okay,
difficult to
okay.
make like
Let's
coherent
remove.
arguments. If
Let's
that makes
let's
sense.
let's say early game nothing happened, right? For
Alright.
15 minutes, nothing happened in the game. Okay, the dragon is taken by the junglers itself. Nothing happened. You're farming, and top lane is farming, right?
Alright. So far so good.
Right.
So far so good. Go back.
So this is a scenario, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell me the top lane? Let's say there's a team fight. The top lane will have the same impact as an ADC who finished a full item.
If both have full item, dude, I feel like top laners make
I'm
better
not.
use
Do not think
of gold,
about. Do
of
not.
gold, of
Do
gold.
not. Do not. Do not think about. No, it's of gold. Did you see the top? Excluding mythic item. Did you see how much is legendary? Our legendary items. I know. I know. We have this. We have better item.
That was.
I wanted the kill, Ox, honestly.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, I know that honestly. Yes, we have better items. Not better item, but I mean like we have some bullshit items. One of them is Death Dance.
One
I'm
of them
with
is
you.
Gold Drinker. One of them is Death
Gold
Dance.
Drinker got nerfed to the ground. He's not. It's not as good as
It still
before.
heals you to oblivion. Every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I'm with you on that. I told you that, but they do it on purpose because top lane has to be ahead to do something. But let's go back to the scenario, okay? So
Okay, so
the scenario is 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes. Nothing happened. Everybody got farm.
Okay.
You have like item and a half, right?
Okay.
And the team fight happens, right?
All right.
Let's say for the sake of the argument, it's a mirror matchup. Everybody's a mirror matchup. You're against the same team and team, right? So it becomes so we can like argue like what do you say? We argue like the better player, right? So it's the same matchup. Israel versus Israel, Mordekaiser versus Mordekaiser, Fizz versus Fizz, Diana versus Diana, Lulu versus Lulu, right? You would tell me that the Mordekaiser will do the same impact as the Israel who had the one item ahead, or the same gold.
Mordekaiser just killed me. Like
No,
he pressed R, he pressed E, he pressed
yeah,
Q, and I died.
if you reach it to you, I'm telling you about a team fight. That's like
You
an
tell me if
actual
the
team
fight
fight.
wouldn't happen, the same thing wouldn't happen. Like a Hecarim wouldn't just E all the way to you press R.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's a team fight with
These
everybody is
champs
there.
have like
I'm not
you would
you.
still
You keep you need to remove the scenario that you're alone. I know the top lane you can be
you'd still
alone,
die
but
in the middle of four people.
with the Lulu
Okay,
and the
I
top
don't want to.
lane,
Okay, I don't want to say that every fight like revolves around because it's a team fight. It's the entirety of the team is involved, right? Some champions are really good early game. Like maybe if you're Samira and you gotta reset and stuff like that, or like your Nami Lulu, Nami Lucian or whatever. If you're good, if you're a strong like mid game team fights, sure you'll do a lot of impact as a bot lane. But okay, it's hard to justify. Give me a sec. We're just dead here.
yeah, this game is kind of done. So, but still,
No, no,
it's just
I'm very ahead. I'm very ahead.
just a background game for the talkative. So okay,
Never mind. Yeah, this game's
because
done.
you need to say that ADC will have, unless you're a bad ADC will always have to be surrounded
It's a
by his
skill
team.
issue. It's a skill thing as well. Like a better ADC would be able to carry
Okay,
a
I'm
better
with
way,
you
right?
on
Like,
that point. I'm with you on
let's say
that point.
in that team fight, I might have not performed very well, but another player who's a better ADC would have performed better. So skill expression and then, like being
Yeah,
skillful at the game
yeah.
also matters a lot. Like
Okay,
if
it's
you're a
how
challenger
yeah.
ADC and like damage elo, you'll probably play that team fight better than somebody else would, right? So
Yes.
we're not talking about. Okay, it's hard to argue like which champion will do better because different champs, different heroes, different players will play team fights differently and they would win different fights differently. I'm talking in average. Every ADC player, every top laner, every whatever, I would say it is easier to climb as a top laner than it is easier to climb as an ADC. Throughout
Um,
like all the roles,
all the elos.
all the elos.
No, I'll hardly disagree with you on that.
Okay, how come?
Okay,
On the basis of what is
plat
different?
3 above or
Okay.
D4 above. People are start understanding the game. It's hard to snowball. I told you, top lane is a counter matchup, right? So let's say I get to pick before my top laner. So let's say my top laner picks Camille, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
I pick Mordekaiser. My top laner again he
Yes.
picks me GP. What the fuck do I do now? He's good as me. Who's good as me in high elo? He is good as me. What do I do?
You
So
don't die. You don't give him kills, and then like mid game, late game,
you know
you
Mordekaiser. If he
target.
doesn't get kills, he's useless. He's always useless.
No. Mordekaiser without kills is useful. His R gives him stats from nowhere. Most top laners just get stats from nowhere. Trundle gets stats from nowhere. Mord just gets stats from nowhere. Camille deals pure. Aurelia's bullshit.
No, but you're counting it.
GP
You
just
okay?
gets lethality.
Free gold as
Yeah,
for.
free gold, free armor penetration. Darius gets free armor penetration.
Okay, okay,
What do
okay.
ADCs get?
But
The
you're
ADC gets a support that may or may not be brain damaged.
yeah okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I told you I'm with you on that point. Like you might get a good support, you might not. But that's the thing. If you have a Lulu with 2 brain cell and you're good at DC, it's done deal. Like nobody can do shit against you. Like nobody can kill you. You have a better and you're ADC. You hit from far away. There's bad ADCs. I'm with you that it's hard to add. Okay,
Can we
but
just
let's.
surrender? Because this is
I wanna.
fully.
Okay, sure. But let's keep it to the last minute so we can close up the discussion.
This is truly some
So
disgusting.
I
gameplay.
would agree on this. Higher elo, it's easier to carry as an ADC. Lower elo, it's easier to carry as a top lane. That's what I would say. If we're talking about champs, yeah, we know there's broken champions. If you're talking about the role itself, high elo, I would agree on that. I don't know if you would agree on that.
Okay, then
So what
life is good then. Great.
do you agree on that, or do you agree? I mean, you can express your opinion.
That high elo is plainer. Like, I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Yeah, you talk. I finished. Do you have
No,
anything
like
to say? The
I said that like
closing statement.
the closing statement. You agreeing that it's easier to carry as a top laner in like higher elo is maybe testament enough? Like I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like my ideas are not valued just because I did not like get to masters or challenger, right? Because
No. No,
kind of, I don't know what it is exactly like there, but we've played against a lot of challengers. We've played against a lot of these type of players. So like I'm not like I'm not like out like unaware of the state of the game either. You know.
Okay, so yeah.
But
So
like
well,
in
so
my
what do you say? What
experience,
do you say?
in
Like,
my
what's your last
experience,
line?
is it's top lane. Although okay, now maybe with the changes of the TP, it might not have as much impact. Although like running ignite and with the change with the recent patch, it's hard to say like what exactly will like bloom, right? Except of course tanks are going to be better, and like bruisers are going to be better. Although they tried to nerf the shields and the healing, they're still going to be really good. ADCs might also be better. I think that the people that suffer the most out of this patch is definitely the mid lane. So for like coming forward from now, I think top laners and bot laners are going to be relatively strong. But top lane has had dominant reign over the entire league meta. I would say from like season 3 maybe all the way till now.
But
Top has almost never been bad. Like
but
it's
no,
never been a bad
no.
lane.
You're
Okay,
thinking
okay,
about
okay,
it. You're
okay.
thinking about it as champions. I'm thinking about win rate. Win rate. No, mid lane has highest win rate if you want to play win rate a
Yeah,
game, right?
no.
And
Mid lane has
jungle
overall been the best
jungle
lane.
is first.
Overall, mid
No, no,
lane
no.
is the best
Best
lane.
lane is jungle. As to carry and to get games, right? Jungle is first. Second one is mid lane. Third is support. Then you have ADC and top keep. They
So
keep
you're telling me top is the worst lane to carry.
uh, top and ADC. They're the worst lanes, right? But we're arguing who is worse,
Who
right?
is better
Who is better?
or who is worse? I mean, yeah, like
Yeah,
ADC
both.
is shit, man. ADC is shit lane. This is suffering. ADCs are suffering. Except if you're reckless, then you're not really suffering. But
So
not everybody's
So
reckless.
my closing
yeah.
statement is lower elo will be it's easier to carry the top lane, and especially if you're good. Higher
Okay.
elo ADC is better because you're playing on people who you were playing with supports as a better elo. And if you fall behind, you still got support who can get you back into the game. Top lane, top lane is okay. Jungle, top
What
lane,
happened?
top lane is harder. Top lane is harder to get back and it's snowbally. So that's what I'm saying.
Maybe our top is hard to
And
get
it's
back,
hard
but
to do. It's hard to do mistakes in higher elo, right? Against top lane. So if the top lane is snowbally,
yeah, like but
there's
higher elo is
hardly
just a
mistakes.
nightmare. Like higher elo is like yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
but
do
yeah.
mistakes.
So this is my closing
It's just the
statement.
entire game changes when you're playing in higher elo. Yeah, it's like
This is my closing statement.
all right, fair.
How about you? Give me a closing statement
Good
so
stuff.
we'll
My
finish up
closing
the video.
statement is ADC should get buffed.
For real, like what's your closing
Um,
statement? Something like similar to mine, so we can close it up.
I'm thinking. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. A bot lane requires much more investment than top lane to
You
be
mean
able to
skill
carry.
wise?
Skill wise, team wise, everything wise. Just the investment that you need to put into AD is much more substantial than the investment that you need to put into top lane.
That's why I said higher elo's ADC has more.
If you're a good ADC, if you're a skilled ADC, probably.
So yeah, we can agree and disagree. So guys, whoever watched this video, hopefully, I'm still new to the game, of YouTube. Let us know in the comment section. A subscribe and a like would be really appreciated. Thanks to my friend Dilda for giving us his insight. Let us know, guys, if anybody, what do you think about our points? And I would reply to you guys also in the comment section. Have a nice day.